Well, good evening. Welcome in, everybody. Grudge, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Oh, new week, daylight savings time. People are recovering, and we're going to play some Slay the Spire 2 tonight. I have played way too much of this already. I've really enjoyed it. I hope everybody who comes and watches enjoys this. We're going to stream Slay the Spire tonight and tomorrow, and then we will return to Don't Starve together next week, where we will be doing our uh, rotating wilderness world. I just wanted to take a minute or two before we get started to just kind of chat with everybody because, and this may sound a little bold, and of course it varies person to person and life to life. I'm not trying to minimize anything, but it dawned on me today how easy life can be. And I say that because today I picked my kids up from school and then we kind of ran some errands. We loaded some stuff up, took it to the dump, and we loaded up some furniture and moved that stuff around. It was a lot. And it dawned on me that life is pretty easy because when I was a kid, that was like an everyday occurrence. Every single day, I was having to move stuff, go places, run errands, do chores with the family. And it just made me realize how easy it is nowadays. Because most days, my family, we come home from work or school and we just hang out of the house. We don't have to go anywhere. We're not running mad, crazy errands. And it further tells me how much we need to really appreciate what we do have and not to lament the things that we're missing out on or the things we don't have. And I think that's part of the reason why I like these games like Slay the Spire and Don't Starve Together, because there's a challenge in them. And whatever can challenge us can make us grow, can make us better, uh, make us more mature, more developed mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And it's funny because today I was talking with my wife and she's gone for another couple days. She's out of town and she has been doing a lot of stuff, personal and work related, and has, in my opinion, been killing it, been doing a wonderful job. And she is kind of struggling today. Hey, Noodles, welcome in. But she's kind of struggling today, and it just made me think. It made me something I had to even tell her that just like what I actually wound up preaching on this week. But when Jesus was in the wilderness and he was tempted by Satan, and it's such an understated piece of scripture where it says after 40 days and 40 nights of fasting, Jesus, was hungry. And that's when Satan decided to tempt him. And just like my wife, and just like you and I, when we can feel hungry, tired, worn out, that's when we can be attacked the most. And while life has gotten easy in some ways for many people, and I know for many it is not, but where it has gotten easy, we have to remember to strive and to push forward and to overcome. And I really think that's a big reason why I like these games like Slay the Spire and Don't Starve Together, because there's this challenge, there's this thing to do and thing to overcome. And I just want to take 2 seconds before we start the games tonight just to encourage you that no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what you're dealing with, you have value. You can grow and you can overcome. And though you don't know me from anybody else in the world, if you need anything, you ever want to chat, you need prayer, you want to just hang out and zone out and have a nice and quiet and chill environment, you are welcome here. And I appreciate you. Now, with that being said, we're going to slay the Spire. I have played this game a whole lot since it's come out. As you can see, I've unlocked all the characters, and I'll give you my few quick thoughts on them. Ironclad, he's good. I really like that they have leaned into this vulnerability mechanic more so than they did in Slay the Spire 1. There's some very interesting cards that he has, such as there's a card actually I got to today that I had never seen. It's new for this one, and it is a rare. Hellraiser. Whenever you draw a card containing strike, it is played against a random enemy. I've had this in a couple runs. It's been really interesting. So this is a new one, but there's one card that is unknown still. I have only seen Barricade once, but let me tell you, I did a run very recently with just Juggernaut and defensive cards, and it felt really, really good. So I think Ironclad is in a very good spot. The Silent, she's right there where I think she was in Slay the Spire 1, which is not a bad place to be. I'm still kind of filling out some of the builds and how they can develop with the shivs and poison, but I've had a blast. The Regent. The Regent is the character so far I have struggled the most with. He's thematically, I like him. He's interesting. I think there's a lot going on there, but I haven't quite figured out the builds for him yet, and what to do and how to play him. And I'm interested to see. I'm really interested to see how he gets fleshed out some. The Necrobinder. As you can see, I've already got her to Ascension level 5. She's been a lot more fun than I actually thought she was going to be, and I think she may have one of the easiest routes to going infinite with a deck with the soul builds. Just a lot of fun I've had. And then we get to my boy Defect. As you can see, I'm only on Ascension 1, and that's because I love this character so much, and I managed to manage to unlock him. I did a run and I beat it. Now we're on Ascension 1, and I haven't touched them since then because I wanted to play Defect tonight on stream for everybody, and that's what we're going to do as we continue to push through the Spire. And here's Meow, the Mother of Resurrection, which is one of the things, wonderful things about this game, is that they have the timeline. And so we're getting lore about Slay the Spire and the characters like we've never gotten before. And Meow has some interesting lore behind her. We still don't know everything, but it's interesting because maybe she's not as altruistic as she seems. Maybe her motives weren't as pure. But it's interesting. And I can't wait to see what this game has in store whenever they get to a full release. But she says, I can't make you forget. And the resolute beeping sounds from the Defect comes in and she says, good. Now, we have a choice. Niao, like at the start of every act, is an ancient, and through the ancients we get these bonuses that kind of took the form of boss relics. And here we have the nutritious oyster. We can raise our max HP by 11. Not a bad thing. Lead paperweight. Choose one of 2 colorless cards add to your deck. Or precarious shears, where you remove 2 cards from your deck, but you take 13 damage. Well, just like any good card deck building game, having a thin deck is really good. Taking 13 damage could be a problem. The lead paperweight, it depends on how you feel about colorless cards. They're good. I don't hate them, but it's not something I like to jump into. And then raising the max HP is good as well, but I think as Defect, we can get away with some management of our health and blocking. So we're going to take a look here in the underdocs for the first act. And we'll kind of plan out our route here. As you can see here, we're in Ascension 1, so it says plus swarming elites. So there are more elites on the map than when you first start out. And our end of act boss is the Waterfall Giant. So far, the Waterfall Giant is my least favorite Act 1 boss. But I think that's because he ended so many of my runs with the Regent. But it just sounds like there's a storm kicking up outside. Let's see, we can get quite a few rest sites. But I don't like going into any elite battles if we can't get to a rest site. Ooh, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Seriously, a storm just suddenly kicked up and tried to blow our storm door off the hinges apparently, but it's latched, so we should be good. If we head this way, we can get to a early shop, which I like later shops, but we do get to a rest site before an elite, a rest site right after, and then we can get. I mean, if we really wanted to, we have a route like this. So we get 2 rests, 2 elites, 3 rests, or 3 elites. We get an extra one. Yeah, we've got some options here. Is this the easiest route? No, but I think we can manage this. And looking at our starting deck, if we're going to remove 2 cards, there's a good argument to just remove the 2 strikes. Dual cast and zap are strong enough early on. I think we can get away with it. With the 13 damage, it's a little worrisome because we might rest when we could upgrade. But you could also take the oyster because if we do wind up fighting so many elites, that's 4 elites in one act. It's going to be pretty brutal. So do we take the oyster or the shears? And I'd like to fight 4 elites, so we're going to go ahead and take the oyster this time. I don't think the shears would have been bad, but every little extra chance that we can get to maybe upgrade as opposed to resting will help us out. Let's see, with these guys, one of the big things here with the corpse slugs is if you can knock one out, the others will be stunned. So they should, yep, both be attacking here. And we have enough to take out the healthier one, stun him. Get a little chip damage from our lightning orb. And there we go. Alright, so let's see what we got. We got white noise. I like white noise. You get a random power and it's free to play, and if you upgrade it, white noise itself costs 0. Now overclock says draw 2, add a burn into your discard pile. And a burn, if it's in your hand at the end of the turn, you take 2 damage. And compact. Compact says gain 6 block, transform all status cards in your hand into fuel. And fuel says gain energy, draw 1 card, exhaust. Now, this is what's interesting, is there now appears to be some form of build for Defect that focuses on status cards, things like burns, slimes, dazes. It's really interesting. Compact would be good for that. except we don't have any status cards, so we don't want to take that. White noise is fine, but it's not going to do us anything early on. I really love... I'm always torn with Defect. I love playing them with a power spam build where you're just spamming powers left and right. And the fact that we don't have the Awakened one in this game means you can get away with that a lot easier. And I like the Frost builds. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to take Overclocked. This card draw will help us out a lot, no matter what we wind up building into. Would have liked to have seen an attack card. Here we have the Sea Punk, which just bears some resemblance to the Shambling Mound from the first game, which was a very annoying enemy. We're all right here. You should do, yeah, buff here. I love his strike animation because he does a hand drill, which is really funny because hand drill was probably the worst relic in Slay the Spire 1. So we have Essence of Darkness, Channel of Dark for each of your orb slots. The dark orbs, they gain damage every turn until they're evoked, and then they attack the enemy with the least health. Oh, and what do we have? We have Subroutine. Whenever you play power, gain energy, which upgrades to be 0. Skim, more card draw, or Claw. Okay. Deal 3 damage, increase the damage of all Claw cards by 2 this combat. We're getting Claw on floor 3, basically. And it upgrades to 4 and 3. Claw is an interesting card in Slay the Spire because of some people would love it, some people hate it. I don't want to take more card draw. We don't have any power, so we're taking Claw. But with the card draw we have, Claw actually gets a little bit better. So maybe we'll wind up with a Claw build here. Now he's going to buff, and he's going to hit us for 7, so we're going to block and just take him out. And then, yes, he buffs next turn. Even though there's thorns, we can get around that if we draw our dual cast. So we won't take any damage from him. Triple your block. Okay. Iteration. The first time you draw a status card each turn, draw 2 cards. So that's got some use because we've got the burn. We've got Cold Snap. Deals 6 damage. Channel 1 Frost. Great. Love Cold Snap. Love the Frost builds. And Null. Deal 10 damage. Apply 2 weak and channel 1 dark. I would say Cold Snap is better, even Null. But what are the odds we actually get a Claw build? We're going to lean into it. Because even if we die, it's just going to be funny. We Merchant here. Oh, he's got Buffer. Boot Sequence. Boost Away. Which would give us another status card. Uproar. Deal 5 damage twice. Play a random attack from the draw pile. That could be good. Beam Cell. Catastrophe draws 2 random cards, or play 2 random cards. Let's grab this. You know, Boost Away is a common. We'll likely see it. I think it would be good. We're going to grab the Buffer just because it is so powerful. And we will actually... Let's see. I think we're going to upgrade the Buffer. If we had another Claw, I would be upgrading one of them, but let's upgrade the Buffer going into this Elite. Oh, and this is one we don't want to see. The Phantasmal Gardeners are a pain. Every time you hit them, they gain 6 block. We're going to go ahead and use our Essence of Darkness here. And we will block just to be cautious. Because they're either attacking or they're buffing and getting strength. So let's dual cast. I think we can get rid of one. We'll get rid of the second one here. If we buffer, he'll hit us first, so we're only losing... The buffer's only actually protecting us from 2 points of damage. Seems kind of a waste. So let's block, and we'll just strike you. Just block here. We're in a decent spot. Now the buffer is more relevant, but we're going to dual cast, which will kill you to really hurt one of the others. Now we will buffer. Now protect us from 10 points of damage. Ball finishes him. That second attack doesn't get through, but it makes it so that the lightning does. And now we can take him out. Centennial Puzzle will draw 3 cards whenever we take damage for the first time. Well, I guess we're going to lean into the claw build. All for one, deal 10 damage. Put all 0 cost cards or 0 energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. If you play your 0 cost like Claw, it's in your discard pile. You play all for one, it comes back to your hand, you can play it again. We need more 0 cost cards, and we can get one right now by upgrading our zap or our dual cast. I'm pretty sure all for one just increases the damage. Yes, it does. All right, this might go really, really well. It could go really, really badly, but we're gonna find out. We'll play the claw. We'll defend. We'll strike in here. This guy can only lose 20 health per turn, and in fact, there is actually a relic from the heart. I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but it will protect you from taking more than 20 points of damage in a turn as well. So dual cast is not going to do its full damage, so we're just going to strike him and go from there. We'll play that because we can. It's free. Now if we all for one, we'll get those 2 cards back. We'll get Zap and Claw back. But I think because this guy is going to be putting Dazes into our deck as well, we should buffer, and we're going to play that so we can draw more cards whenever we draw the status cards. Close the clock. Perfect. And so we've reached the max that he can take. We're not going to do anything else for now. Oh, I didn't need to play that. I had a buffer. So that's kind of a waste. That's alright. Let's just go ahead and full block, because we're going to take 2 from the burn and 12 from him. Yeah. We're in a real good spot. Perfect. Oh, 2 rares. Trashed treasure. Whenever you create a status card, channel 1 random orb. That's interesting, because we're going to do some of that apparently. Go for the eyes is a 0 cost. So deal 3 damage if the enemy intends to attack. Apply 1 weak. That saves us some health. And then reboot. Shuffle all your cards in your draw pile and draw 4. Well, we're not going to take the go for the eyes. We've got 2 rares staring at us in the face. Reboot is really good. Can help us redraw Claw. Redraw any of our 0 cost cards. Trashed treasure would be interesting. How's it upgrade? No, just innate. Let's take the reboot. We'll just continue to lean into this build that we're trying for here. Tiny mailbox. Whenever you rest, procure a random potion. And the question before us with 47 health is, do we go 2 fights into a rest? I think we're going to go this way. I still am going to fight this elite, but we're going to go this way to get the extra rest in. And that's primarily because of the waterfall giant. He has a mechanic that when he's defeated, kind of explodes and hits you for damage. And I don't want to leave myself too vulnerable. So we get Shuriken every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 strength. Hopefully, with this kind of build, we'll be doing that quite a bit, and we can upgrade. I do think it's time we lean into Claw and upgrade it, or we could upgrade the dual cast, but we're going to, since Claw seems to be one of our main forms of damage, we're going to go ahead and upgrade it. And we'll face the Fossil Stalker. And there we go, playing every card we have because we had the extra energy from the T set. So the smart thing here would be play the buffer, and then we could reboot. As much fun as it would be to play all for one. Let's go ahead and do this and see what we draw. Hey, we got our Claw again. We don't need to block because we have 2 buffer. There we go. There we go. He's down. Web block potion. I'm gonna get rid of the explosive potion. Just again, oh, there's a second Claw. Okay, let's see what else we could have gotten. Thunder, whenever you evoke lightning, deal 6 damage to each enemy hit. That would be neat. And then Sunder, deal 24. If it kills an enemy, gain 3. Let's see what this upgrades to. This increases the damage. But now that we got 2 claws, they're going to feed each other. So as one gets stronger, the other one will as well. This guy, the Terror Eel, is not fun. He does hit pretty hard. I'm going to go ahead and use the buffer now. Take this time to try to get set up. He's going to do 3 hits. And I don't want to... We're going to take some of it, but we got 1 strength from this shuriken here. Alright, let's play our Claw, our Zap, Overclock, play the Duration, We'll go all for one. Bring these all back. Now we'll reboot and get him again. Alright, so we've stunned him. We're going to take 2 from the burn here. And then he's going to debuff us for a turn. We take him out. Alright, we get 35 gold and the Stone Cracker. At the start of boss combats, upgrade 3 random cards in your draw pile for the rest of the combat. That can be helpful. And then we have a Gunk Up. Deal 4 damage 3 times and add a slime to your discard pile. So that would potentially help us. Cold Snap, which is a great card, and it's going to offer us some Frost, which is defense. And then Scrape. Deal 7 damage, draw 4 cards, and you discard all cards drawn this way that do not cost 0. I don't think we have to think too hard about what we take. I will heal. I'm going to pass on the Flex Potion, though. I think it would be pretty good for us. Probably really didn't need to rest. Probably could have done an upgrade. But like I said, this guy has ended a lot of my runs. And I'm just not going to give him the opportunity here. Well, this won't do us anything here. We'll go ahead and get the buffer down now. So, as you can see, he's got Steam Eruption. When killed, deals 15 damage at the end of your next turn. The problem is that he's going to increase this number over and over. Yeah, let's go ahead. We'll do everything we can as early as we can. I knew it would draw it, the all for one. Not that the block card is relevant. It would have been, we would have saved that buffer if I played the Dex Potion. That's on me. So this claw is already at 22 damage. And our second one is now 25, and they're just boosting each other up. And he heals a little bit. But I don't think we have anything to worry about. Okay. Now he's down. So we're going to take a little bit of damage from these burns. That's alright. He's not taking any more. Centennial Puzzle kicking in. Hey, Theory, how are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Playing a little Slay the Spire tonight. How are you doing? Nothing else for us to do here. 24, we live this. Not going to be a problem. So, easy work of him. Tired, have to work late tonight for an evening meeting. How are you? Well, I'm sorry you're tired. I know what those evening meetings are like. I have them quite a bit. But I'm doing good. Is this the new game you were talking about a couple weeks ago? Yes, it is. This is Slay the Spire 2. It's a roguelike deck building game. Different characters, they go through a spire, and you build a deck as you go. So it's different every single time. And really, Slay the Spire 1, really, it kind of innovated the roguelike genre. And this is the sequel, which is in early access. It came out on Thursday. And it's really good. So I've been playing quite a bit, and we're going to stream it tonight and tomorrow night, and then we're going to go back to a new world for Don't Starve Together next week. In looking at what we have here with the reboot, we know why that's good. A second buffer would be even better, keep us alive longer. Genetic Algorithm is a decent card. It gain one block and permanently increase the card's block by 3 and exhaust every single turn. The biggest difference here is that Genetic Algorithm is a rare card. It's like Spire 2, so it's a little harder to get. Of course, Reboot has some good synergy with what we're doing. I'm going to take the Reboot. We might be strong enough to push through it. New World next week. Is this the one character till death or yes? So next week, when we go back to Don't Starve Together, we're going to start a brand new world where we play. It's wilderness settings for the most part. Actually, I think did I? I think I put a little command in here, or I'm working on it, so I don't know if it's in. Right. The world itself is mostly just a default world for forests and caves. The classic resources and no geckos are the only changes. Um, and I think I even did command. There we go. So the wilderness default settings will rotate the character after surviving 1 year, 71 days, and will rotate on character death. The new characters must be chosen randomly, with the caveat I haven't played them yet in that world. So if we start off randomly and we wind up as Wilson and we die, we'll switch and we can go to anyone else except for Wilson until we've gone through everybody at least once. Yeah, 71 days. That's a full year because a year is 70 days. So 71 puts us into the next one. The geckos irritate you. Oh, well, I know that there's some good uses for them, like like with wind bots and stuff, because you can kind of set up this automatic grass farm. But once you plan everything out and then they jump around, it just it, it destroys the symmetry and the effort, and so I hate them. So I'm not going to have them in my world at all. But I'm looking forward to it. One of the things I was really worried about was the world itself. And so I actually took a suggestion from Azim to generate a bunch of different worlds, go look at them, reveal the map fully, see what I thought. If I like them, keep them. If I don't, get rid of them, and then don't touch them until we're ready to start the new world. And then I'll just randomly choose one. So by that time, I will have forgotten everything I've seen, won't know which one's which because I've made too many actually, and so it'll be interesting for us. So here we are in Act Two with the Kaiser Crab is our boss at the end of this act, which is reminiscent of the um, shield and spear from Slay Spire One, their mechanic where they surround you, and we've got some upgrades. How do you not get a repeat character if character selection is random? So what I'm going to do is I've got a spreadsheet and I'm going to keep notes as we go. So let's say we have Wilson. Now, for the most part, early on, I could just die and hit random character because there's a random character select button. But what I'm going to do is I'll assign numbers probably to each character and use a random number generator to tell me which one. And that way it'll just cycle through until until it hits one that we haven't picked. What I'd like to do, and I don't know how to do this. Azim has one on his channel when he's picking um, triggers and prizes for his giveaways. So it's like a wheel that spins on the screen for everyone to see, and he can adjust it in a moment. I'd like to be able to just put a wheel up there with every character's name and spin it, and we'll do that. Yeah, I like this artwork too. It's really cool. This is Tezcatara. It says it which feeds the fire. This is an ancient. So the ancients are kind of replacing how we would get boss relics from Slay the Spire 1. So at the start of each act, we meet a different ancient and we get different offers. So he's offering us the Yummy Cookie, which upgrades 4 cards. The Seal of Gold, it says at the start of your turn, spend 5 gold to gain 1 energy, which we don't need because we're playing claw build. So we should be, our energy should be pretty low anyway. And Toy Box, obtain 4 wax relics. Every 3 combats, your leftmost wax relic will melt away. We're going to take the Yummy Cookie and upgrade 4 cards because I don't want relics. I really want to see what the Toy Box is, and at some point I need to pick it. But since we've got a deck that's got good synergy, I'm not going to do it. We're going to take the Yummy Cookie. You can Google for a spin the wheel. They're free usually. Yeah, I just got to figure out how to make sure. If I'm going to do that, I want to be able to put it up here on the screen for everyone to see. That's what I have to figure out. So we know we'll upgrade our claw, and Scrape should draw more cards. We'll get the dual cast because it's 0 cost as well. And let's do, we need to do something else that draws. I think we'll do a reboot. No, let's do the iteration. The reboots would be nice, but since they're one-time use, we're gonna do the iteration because draws less, but it may have the option to draw more overall. We're gonna upgrade these 4. Here we go into Act 2. And let's see. If we head this way, we can get an early shop, get rests, get a couple elites. Well, there's a late shop too. Or we can go over here, get the rest, 2 elites, 3 elites, and a late shop. We could even have the option of skipping this elite if we need the rest. So it looks like 2, 3 elites or 2. I think the only thing that changes here is do we want to see an early shop and have a couple more events or unknown nodes. I'm feeling pretty good about this. We're gonna head this way. We might be able to sneak in an extra elite. Not the best of opening hands. Alright, so we got a claw. Let's go ahead and reboot. Again. Okay. Might as well do this. Oh, we got the dual casting, which does us no good. Alright, so we take a little damage. We're alright. If we can... Go ahead, we'll just take him out this way. I should have done this first. There we go. Alright. Moving on. We have Beam Cell, which is 0 cost, which is good. Deal 3 damage, apply 1 vulnerable. Momentum Strike, deal 10, reduce this card's cost to 0. We'd have to play it 1 time for 1, and then it becomes a 0 cost. And bulk up. Lose 1 orb slot, gain 2 strength, 2 dex. Even though it's not 0 cost, this is a power, so once we play it, we get rid of it. And a bonus to our strength and dex could be good. Help keep us alive and do more damage. The vulnerability here would help us because the enemies would take burn damage for a turn or maybe 2 if we upgrade it. We're not doing a lot with our orb slots, so I think bulk up will be good. Normally I'd be very weary of that because I like playing, I like the orbs. in the whole mechanic for Defect, but I think we're okay. Now we could all for one and get those two back, and then reboot. Or we reboot and we risk getting nothing. Let's reboot now. Overclock. We didn't draw very well. We're gonna go ahead and we'll use the block potion just because there's no reason for us to take 18. If we bulk up, we'll kill him. We're gonna draw 5, which we've got a few cards. There we go. Pretty good use of a potion, I think. We're gonna skip all these. They don't do anything for our deck. With this kind of deck, we don't want to get too many cards in there because we want the ability to cycle through everything as quickly as we can. Let's go ahead and try it. Well, it was a risk. Let's see if we got anything out of it, but we didn't. It's all right. Oh, I don't know why I did that. We missed out on 6, well, yeah, 6 damage there. 7. Let's get those back. Still have a buffer. Won't take anything. And he's done for. Oh, a 3rd claw, and it's upgraded. Well, we'll probably be taking it. Shadow Shield. Gain 11 block, channel 1 dark. Look at this artwork. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that artwork. It makes me think, you know, they make the, what are they called? Like the U2s or whatever? The little figurines, they have them for Don't Starve and Slay the Spire. And it's really neat with the, what I'm torn, because they have one for Defect, and I really love it. But they have them for Don't Starve together, and when you buy them, you get like an in-game cosmetic. So they have one for Maxwell and one for Wicker Bottom. And I want the Wicker Bottom one for the in-game cosmetic, but I want the Maxwell figure more. So I'm a little torn there. I forget what his cosmetic was, but it wasn't something that I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have it. If it was, I probably would have ordered it or tracked it down. But for Wicker Bottom, I like the in-game cosmetic. The figure itself is good too, but if I had to pick one, I would be picking the Maxwell. Standing for a while. That now, hopefully, everybody else is doing all right. I understand a lot of people are tired today because of the daylight savings time, which I totally understand. That was rough on me yesterday because my wife is out of town, so I have the kids all by myself, and you know, of course I have church and I have to preach and do a couple services. So yesterday was rough, and with today being one of my days off, I was able to take the kids to school and come home, and I was all determined. I was going to stay up and have a normal day, but it didn't work out, and I wound up taking a nap. So I'm feeling pretty good today. but I know a lot of people are still adjusting. Let's go here, because we have an option of a rest site before an elite if we want it. So these are upgraded, so we've got 4, and it will increase all the cards by 3, so this one will be 7 and 10 and so forth. Now we can scrape. We get our other one. This is not a bad way to start. Oh, and we draw both of them again. So we can just take out one of these bugs. Now, he's going to debuff us, but I'm not too worried about it. This one here is sleeping. The slumbering beetle will wake up after 3 turns or upon taking damage. But they have plating of 15, so each turn that plating number will go down. So if we can leave the slumbering beetle alone until it goes through all 3 turns, it'll have less armor every turn. Now it goes 14. Let's burn one of our orb slots. Take him out. And we'll just be patient. And now, I probably won't be so patient. We're gonna play this to get it out of the way, and hopefully, well, I was hoping to draw my buffer and get it played, but since we got our all for one, we're just gonna draw everything back again. And we'll go ahead and wake this guy up. 26, 29, 33, or we kill him while he's sleeping. Oh my. So we the fairy in a bottle. When you die, instead this potion will be discarded and you heal for 30% of your max health. So I have a fairy in this game, a Mega Crit, the creators, they like to do a lot of little references, so we can see this is a reference to Legend of Zelda. You can see the Centennial Puzzle seems to be a reference to Yu-Gi-Oh! And then our cards, we have Gunk Up, which is not going to help us too much. I mean, the slime could, but it's not worth it. Ice Lance, I really like this card. This is new to Slay the Spire 2, and I have leaned into this card, which normally for 3 costs, I get a little weary of cards. But the 19 damage and 3 frost, so that's basically what this says is deal 19 damage, gain 6 block for 3. And then we have a Sweeping Beam, which is good because it's AoE and it draws you a card, but it's going to get in our way. So is there anything we are really wanting to upgrade at this point? Let's see. Well, it would be a reboot or a bulk up. I think we will do much like the character has from Slay Spire 1 to 2 and bulk up. Because our boy is beefy now. I love that. I don't know if you noticed this. When you go to a new floor and start a new fight, your potions will jump. And it's such a nice, small quality of life. Because in Slay the Spire, your potions, I mean, the way the game typically works is it's left to right, top to bottom. So potions can take effect first, then your relics, enemies, you, and the cards. And it's so easy just to forget and think, oh, I could have saved life if I had looked at the potion. So that little hop is nice because it draws your eyes up there. Now the Decimillipede are basically like the, what are they called? The lurker, the darklings. The darklings. So when you kill one, if you don't kill the others fast enough, they'll come back. So we kind of have to spread out our damage here. Yeah, let's do this. We'll just keep spreading the wealth. Now, unfortunately for us, we're going to take some damage. So we've 8, 6, or 10. And we're going to go ahead and take him out because he's going to do the most damage. And we've got, as you can see, 2 turns they will revive. So we're going to take 14 here, but we'll finish this one off for sure. And Centennial Puzzle draws us more cards. And we don't even need anything special. There we go. So we get 40 gold. Powdered Demise. Enemy loses 9 health at the end of each of its turns. I'm going to get rid of the Flex Potion for this. The Flex Potion is a 1-turn benefit. Strike Dummy. Cards containing strike deal 3 additional damage, which is just our basic strikes. That doesn't do a lot for us. In fact, if we can, we'll be removing those strikes. So now we get another scrape, or double energy, or compact. We don't really need the double energy playing so many 0-cost cards. It could be useful with our card draw that we could play, you know, an all-for-one twice in 1 turn, possibly. The compact, we don't have a lot of status cards. I mean, some bosses and elites will put them in our deck. The draw would be good, but it would be random if we get to take advantage of it. So this, we'll take another scrape. And that's just one of these things that we can take 2 because it'll increase the odds that we draw and can play it. Now here we come to what looks like a merchant, but this is a big old faker. His mask, you can tell, is upside down. He's bigger than a regular merchant. And he sells defective relics. So we get Lee's Waffle. Upon pickup, we heal 10%. Or Calicum, but only 3. So they're kind of like half. So you can see the Strike Dummy deals 1 additional damage where the original does 3. And then we have an Anchor with start each combat with 4 block. And every 5 turns we gain extra energy. So while they're not great, they're not horrible either. And they're fairly cheap. So I'm going to pick them up anyway. One thing that's really funny here is his mat is for sale. And this was a big joke in Slay the Spire 1. The merchant's mat, the tag here says not for sale. And in Slay the Spire 2, the merchant's tag has been ripped off. But this one says for sale. And you can actually, there's an event where you come across like a potion crafter. He's dead, and you can take some foul potions, and when you get to a merchant, you can throw the potions at the merchant, and he finds them refreshing, and you get an extra 100 gold. But you throw them at this guy, and it actually leads to a fight. So you can fight him and then take all of his stuff anyway. Really neat little interaction that they didn't have to do. It works out. We get bronze scales. Start each combat with 3 thorns, so whenever we're hit, the enemies will take 3 damage back. Let's go ahead and we'll pick this fight. And we'll see what we can draw. Oh, I should not have done that. I was thinking about it, and I messed that one up. We're gonna go ahead and triple because I messed that up. So it's cost me a potion. I shouldn't have played the reboot there. I knew better. Okay, so we're gonna scrape. Get what we can, then reboot is what I should have done. Go ahead and bulk up. So this is the downside of this build. We don't have good defense. This is why we need to rely on things like the buffer. But now the problem is he's attacking 3 times. So only going to get so much out of a buffer here. If we block for 8, he still burns through it, so there's no point. We'll just get every little bit of damage in we can. There we go. Sturdy clamp. Up to 10 block persists across turns, yet we don't have good block. We're hoping to really just kill our opponents before they can kill us. So we get Lightning Rod. Gain 4 block at the start of your next 2 turns, channel 1 lightning. It's not bad. I actually like it. I think it's a good card. Momentum Strike, we've seen this one's upgraded, and it can become a 0 cost card. And then we Refract Plus, deal 12 damage twice, channel 2 glass. And glass is a new orb introduced here in Spire 2. So it says, deals damage to all enemies, so it's an AoE orb. And it decreases the damage every turn. I want to say, I think it starts off at 4 damage. So this is interesting. I'm excited to see how potent glass can be. I'm going to pass up on Momentum Strike. Maybe it's a mistake because it's 13 damage, but it won't scale for us like the claws do. Let's scrape. There we go. Now I'm going to play the iteration because they're going to put status cards into my hands. So that's why I'm going ahead and playing that now. And we're full blocking because he's not hitting for much. So we get Toxics. At the end of your turn, if this is in your hand, take 5 damage. Well, it may or may not be in our hand because we can always pay the 1 energy and get rid of it. If we had some of our draw and shuffle cards, we could get away from them as well. The problem is I can't get rid of both and then have the buffer. So we're going to have to give up one of our buffers for the Toxic and this hit. But because we're scaling our damage with our claws, we should be able to take this guy out before we get hit again. There we go. So we get another Momentum Strike. It's like the game is trying to tell us to take this. We have Compound Driver. Deal 7 damage. Draw 1 card for each unique orb you have. And we don't have many. But the Go for the Eyes will help us a little bit. Especially we upgraded. But the 1 week will make them do 25% less damage. So for 0 cost, we're going to go ahead and snag that. Oh, speaking of which, the Potion Courier. There's a sour smell in the air, and shortly after, you find a Potion Courier collapsed on the ground. Unmoving, lifeless, dead? While their belongings have been ransacked, there is a batch of foul-smelling potions with a note, recipient, merchant. So we can grab the potions and get 3 foul potions, or we can procure 1 random uncommon potion. When we throw these at the merchant, we gain an extra 100 gold. So we could take 1 and head to this shop. That way we would be able to get a little extra money. We could maybe get like 2 relics, depending on what they are. We can get potions just when we rest, which we will at the end of the act no matter what. And I don't know, I will not give up the fairy in the bottle. I don't think I'm going to give up the demise as well. I think we're going to need that. We're just going to take 1. You can use these in a fight. They're going to deal 12 damage to everyone, yourself included. But we're going to try to hold it for the merchant. What could the merchant want with these potions? Now, 42 health. The question is, do we take on this elite? I'm trying to remember who all the elites in this act are. Not sure. I don't have them memorized yet. So I'm a little weary at 42 health. There's a couple elites that hit really hard. And I don't think we're in the best spot to take that damage. So what we're going to do, out of an abundance of caution, we're going to go this way and we're going to wind up into a fight, which is okay. Let's go ahead and dual cast. We'll see who takes the hit in a split. I'm not going to play the bulk up yet. Although apparently it wants me to. We did alright here. Not enough to kill. Let's overclock. Got a reboot. Scrape with the zap. Dual cast. I'm going to go ahead and buffer to save a little bit of health. Now he had artifact on him, so even though we could make him weak, it doesn't do any good. Let's just go ahead and get these down because he's not attacking. He's just putting in dazes into our draw pile, which is not going to hurt us. Okay, so we have a leap. Gain 9 block. We need block. There's glasswork. Gain 5 block, channel 1 glass. But here's the real deal. Hologram. Gain 5 block and put a card from your discard pile into our hand. This is amazing because now it's a way to get a little bit of block. It's a way to put claws or whatever back into our deck. It was actually a strategy in Slay the Spire 1 if you could somehow get hologram to 0 cost, then things like claw and a hologram, if you got more than one hologram, you can go infinite with it. But here's our merchant. We're going to take our foul potion and throw it at him. We gain 100 gold. So let's see what we get. Oh, okay. So we've got some options here. No, we're gonna pass on. Thunder, we're pass on. Hot fix is 0 cost and gives us 2 focus, but we're not leaning into the orbs. Tempest, no. Subroutine is good because you get the extra energy. If we upgrade it, it's free, but we're only running 1, 2, 3 powers. Not that beneficial. Seeker Strike, deal 6 damage, choose 1 of 3 cards, draw a pile, add to your hand. That could be really beneficial because it seeks and we get to go get what we want. The Rolling Boulder, start your turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies, increase the damage by 5. So the longer you can drag out a fight, that gets stronger. We've got some potions, weak and vulnerable, demise again, and a Beetlejuice. Get it? Beetlejuice, which I've said twice. Enemies attacks deal 30% less damage for the next 4 turns. Book of 5 Rings. Every 5 cards you add to your deck, you heal 15. This is the end of Act 2. I might get 1 benefit out of that. The Happy Flower. This is the better than the not real Happy Flower because we get 1 energy every 3 turns. And then the Miniature Tent. You may choose any number of options at rest sites. I love this. If you didn't know, there are various relics that let you do more things at rest sites. So you can dig, you can cook, do a lot more in this game. So with the Miniature Tent, when you get to that rest site, you can choose all of it. You can rest, you can craft, you can dig for relics, if you have the ability to do so. I'm going to go ahead and remove a strike. That's just to clear it out, and we're going to take the Miniature Tent. And I'm not going to take a potion because we're going to rest. Well, we're going to smith and do an upgrade. Or go for the eye, so it goes into 2 turns of weak. And then we're going to rest. And we get a potion from our tiny mailbox. We get fishy oil, gain 1 strength and 1 dexterity. So here we are with Crusher and Rocket, the Geyser Grab. And they have a unique mechanic because we're surrounded. We receive 50% more damage if attacked from behind. Use targeting cards or potions to change your orientation. So, we do need to turn around. And the only way we can do that is with this. I should have drank that. We would have had 1 more block. Now, you can use potions to turn. They're going to keep this up, and if I throw I'd probably throw the potion over here at Rocket because I know what's coming in a little bit. The Crusher hits hard too and has more health. And if I throw it here, it will turn us around. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it here on Crusher and just let that extra damage chip away at him. Okay, so we've got Buffer. We're going to want to use it. Now, here's the thing too. Since we have the Buffer, what we could do is focus on Crusher and leave Rocket. We won't have to turn around because the Buffer will protect us this turn. And we're going to get hit no matter what. And they should hit left to right. So if that's the case, 1 defend will save us a whole Buffer charge. That means we're not quite getting as much as we could out of our cards this turn unless we draw them very well here. We did pretty well. Let's go ahead and keep it going. Oh, that Evoke Orb hit well too. But we blocked that. The Buffer protects us here. Now he's not going to attack this turn, so we don't need to turn around. Next turn though, he's going to hit pretty hard. So we're just going to focus over here. He's going to attack for 12. We could play 2 defends. That'll keep us from taking the damage and save the Buffer for next turn. And I think that's the smartest thing we can do here. So we're protected from this damage. And save a Buffer for what Rocket's going to do. The Rocket's going to hit for 49. But we're going to ignore it so long as we can avoid the damage from the burns. And we're going to hologram for our claw and finish off Crusher. Now we have 8 block and we have a Buffer. But these are going to do 4, so we're not going to take any damage there. We can afford to turn our attention around. I mean, he's got 90 blocks, so we're not going to get through it, but if we draw on a claw or something, we can just play it. That way we're going to buff up the stats on them. We'll play these just because. And there we go. Our Buffer buffeted that attack, and now he's just hanging out, and we get to lean into him. We'll draw our claw. Ooh. We draw the claw, yes. Because didn't have the energy for the all for 1, and is done for. That was a very clean fight. And oh, and what do we get? Echo Form, Multicast, and Trash to Treasure. Well, we're not focusing on orbs this run, and we don't have a lot of stats cards. And then we get Echo Form, which is my favorite card in the game. Is Echo Form is 3 costs, ethereal. The first card you play each turn is played an extra time. If you upgrade it, the ethereal goes away. But the ability just to play one card and get it twice is so good. And there are multiple ways in Slay the Spire 2 to get these kinds of effects. So I am definitely going to lean into that. And we see Vaku, the first demon. Did you find it strange that your fellow constructs want you dead? And he's offering us a blood-soaked rose. Add 1 enthralled to your deck, gain energy at the start of each turn, and the enthralled is 2 cost, and if it's in your hand, it must be played before other cards, and it's eternal, it cannot be removed. We're not energy starved with this deck, so we don't care. Distinguished Cape. Lose 9 max health, so we go from 89 to 80, and add 3 apparitions to your deck, which is very nice because this is a source of block for us. So they're ethereal, so if you don't, if it's in your hand at the end of the turn, they're exhausted, so you just lose it. When you play them, they exhaust, so they're gone. But they give you 1 turn of intangible, and that takes any damage down to 1. And so that is really good for us, since blocking is something that's going to be hard. And the Lord's Parasol. When you encounter the merchant, immediately obtain everything he sells. Well, this is really cool, and if you did not know this, this is every merchant. So let's see. You could get to 2 merchants here and here on this map, and you would take everything in the shop for free. Problem is, we're going to get a bunch of stuff that doesn't work for us. So we're taking the Distinguished Cape. We're going to be fancy. So losing 9 max health does not do much to us. So let's plan out the way we're going to go here. Now, if we do upgrade these apparitions, they lose the ethereal. So kind of right now when we draw them, we have to play them. But if we upgrade them and we draw them, it's not an immediate thing that we have to play. So that's a big benefit and why we might want to look at rest sites. And we could get, well, we could get quite a few with a shop. And we can get a few elites out of it too. So let's head this way, and we're gonna see what happens here. The Scroll of Biting, which is I guess the baby versions of the Book of Stabbing from Slay the Spire 1. Now we've got an apparition, so we have to play it. We don't lose it, but you can see now they're only doing 1 point of damage. Excuse me. All right. Let's scrape and see what we can get. Of course, the dual gas hits the 2 that we don't hit. We do have a go for the eyes. How much damage do we have? We have 4, and then this will go to 7. We have 11, 4. Which we could take him out, and we're still going to take 14, but at least we get rid of him. Sorry, we don't take 14. We're going to take some damage, but he's multi-hitting, so he'll take the thorns damage from us twice. Take him out. That's great. There we go. it's crazy because I don't want to say that this is good. This is a claw build, but it's only Ascension 1, so I can't imagine at higher Ascensions we would have this success. But for now, it's pretty good. We don't need any of this. We pass it and continue on. Now we have a devoted sculptor. He's not attacking this turn, so you can see go for the eyes. It'll do 4 damage, but it won't make him weak. Let's go ahead and reboot. Unfortunately, it's one of the downsides. Wow. Play it just because I can. It's not going to do us any good this turn, but that's alright. Now we get go for the eyes, and it will make him weak. But we didn't get any of our card draw items. I don't know why I played the block. I think it's out of habit. I always do. I'm going to go ahead and reboot. We still have our buffer, and maybe we won't waste an apparition. A little hologram that claw and strike, and ignore this attack and finish him off. Now we have another hologram. We will definitely be taking that. Cool-headed. Love it. Our boss is test subject, and test subject is kind of like a version of was it Cerberus, the 3-headed dog? You fight him, you kill him, he comes back with 2 heads. You kill him, he comes back with 3 heads, and you kill him. So that fight gives us the potential to really ramp up the damage of claw. Since we don't really need cards, we're going to go this route here and hopefully get some ways to remove cards. Oh, it's Ranwid. Ranwid the Elder. You're approached by the oldest person you've ever seen. He's aged a lot since Slay the Spire 1. We meet once more. It's me, Ranwid. You do not know this man. We can give him the strength potion to gain a relic. We can give him 100 gold to gain a random relic, or give him the shuriken and obtain 2 random relics. So the shuriken says every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 strength. That's scaling. And if we're drawing through our deck like we should, we will be able to do quite a bit of damage. And we may get 2 crappy relics. So the question is, do we want to give up the strength potion, which is 2 strength, that's 2 damage every single turn into our attacks, but we already have scaling through the shuriken and claw themselves, so we're going to give them that. We're going to save the 100 gold for a shop, and we get the bag of marbles. This is 1 turn of vulnerable at the very start of combat, which is actually really good. It can help us out. And he says exquisite, go go go. He downs the strength potion in 1 go. We didn't get a card remove. We don't want a card add. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, the Round Tea Party. And these are some enemies you fight in earlier battles. And this is Champ from Slay the Spire 1. He's got his crown. You find an invitation for a Sir Gallat to a tea party and decide to show up in his stead. Upon entering the unassuming rotunda, you find yourself in the midst of commanders, generals, warlords, and mercenaries having tea. The gigantic knight, donning a golden crown, speaks. Thou art late for tea. Enjoy your tea. Obtain royal poison, heal to full health. So at the start of each combat, you lose 4 health, but we could heal right now. That's not going to do us any good because we only gain 5. Or we pick a fight, lose 11 health, and obtain a random relic. We're going to pick a fight. You jump onto the table and kick the warlord knight in the face. The knight lets out a haunting shriek and kneels over. Everyone gasps. We lose 11, and we gained the gambling chip at the start of each combat. Discard any number of cards and draw that many. So if we get a bad draw on the opening hand, we can redraw. This is great. The patrons stare wide-eyed at the corpse of one of their regulars, then burst into applause. We were wondering how to rid of Sir Wygor. Incredible work. They dump out your poison tea, and you discuss tactics and secrets all night. A most excellent tea party. And it's funny, because if you look, it says they burst into applause, and well, if you look at these guys, their body language says they are not happy to be here with this dude. And I understand. Although I would like to see some of the bosses and elites from Slay the Spire 1 make a return at some point. And Champ was somewhat interesting. Oh, we've got the Soul Nexus. He hits fairly hard. I don't want the strikes. The hologram is not going to do us any good right now. I'll keep the reboot as essentially another gambling chip, depending upon what we draw. Okay. We're going to play this now. Just in case we don't draw another one, we may. Which wouldn't be good for us, but if we have to play it, we can. Alright, let's go ahead and just bulk up. So we got 3 thorns, 3 strength, and 3 dex every time. Oh, and we can hologram, get our claw back. Hologram again, get our claw back. And then buffer, which will protect us for 2 hits. Problem here is he's going to hit 4 times. I probably played that out of order, so I could have used the extra strength on the claws. So he's going to attack 4 times. We're going to ignore 2 of it, and we're going to take 18. Now, important thing here. We've got 3 cards left in our draw pile. 2 apparitions and a go for the eyes. If we were to play the overclock, we're gonna get at least 1, if not 2, of the apparitions and have to play them, which might not be a bad idea. But before we do that, we're gonna play all for 1, get back anything we can out of our draw pile. That's 0 cost. Well, we couldn't get everything back. Our hands are so full, but we managed to do this without even having to draw the final 2 apparitions. We're doing good. This is awesome. So we have 38 gold, an explosion ampule, blood vial, so we'll heal 2 every start of every combat. Oh my. We don't want the lightning rod. We don't want the null. Do we take the 4th claw? Is that number 4, right? That would be, yeah, 1, 2, 3. No, we're not going to take 4 claws. It could be good, but you can already see we are getting our hands a little clogged at times. We're going to skip it. We're going to go ahead, and since we have the miniature tent, we will do a little bit of everything. I will upgrade these. It's questionable whether we should or not. We haven't even played the Echo form yet. I mean, if we get these, there's a chance to draw them on turns where the enemy's not doing anything, so it's a waste. We're going to get 2, 3. We're either getting 2 or 3 rest sites between now and the finish. Yeah. We'll do 1 at least. Just on the off chance. It might have been a waste. We probably could have gone with the reboots or something. We get Permafrost the first time you play a power. Each combat gains 6 block. There's at least 6 block for us. And we have the options of going this way. We get to a shop, which would give us 1 shop, 2 rests, 2 elites, and 1 regular combat. Or go this way and get 2 rests, 1 shop. No, 3 rests. I'm sorry, 3 rests, 1 shop, 1 elite. Definitely want 1 shop. We go this way. We get an extra relic. And we get we can take advantage of everything at the shops. I think we can do this. Maybe famous last words, but we're going to try it. With a Mecha Knight. I really don't totally hate this hand. I'm good with this. Not gonna play the buffer. There's our Echo Form. I'm just gonna let this go. We're not gonna take any damage. And now we've got Echo Form. So if we draw an apparition. Okay. Let's bulk up twice. We could all for 1, which would go off twice, but get us a reboot back, but we're gonna bulk up twice. We'll get that out of the way. Playing these powers can be really good just because they're gonna get them out of our deck. Now we've got the burns here. Now keep in mind, Echo Form. Whatever we play, it's played an extra time. So now this is played twice if we play it. But this is the one that won't go away. So let's boost up our claws some, and we'll hit him. And 2, 4, 6, 8. We've already blocking 10. And this will just go to the discard pile. Now we're in a tiny bit of a situation. If we play Go for the Eyes, it will go off twice. It will not make him weak because he's got the 2 artifacts. I could hologram twice, and we'll get back that. And do we want... I'm just going to go ahead and grab our other claw for this time. If we play the scrape, we can see what we'd be discarding here. Same thing for the overclock. So we can hologram. I think we just grab a claw. And I think we're fine just to not play either of these. Well, if we play the overclock, we'll draw these 2 and they'll sit in our hand, which means we have to play this. If we play the scrape, we have potential because they'll discard them. And now we can overclock. And we'll reboot. We may backfire, but there we go. We got there. He flies away. 38 gold, colorless potion. You know what? We'll get rid of the explosive fall. Unceasing Taunt. Whenever you have no cards in hand during a turn, draw a card. That could be really good. We could kind of get there, but I doubt it. We need a lot more ways to thin the deck. These do not do it. So we did real well there. I think we'll split the difference here because we'll probably rest once. No, wait. We got miniature tent. What am I talking about? Go ahead and do another one of these, and then the next one I'll probably do a reboot. Do we want a power pot over an attack? Yes, we do. Now these guys. We'll get the Echo Form down. But we want to take out the Spectral Knight first, if we can. I think this is it. We're going to Echo Form. Play the dual cast. Let's scrape. Overclock. We'll hologram clawback, which with full blocking here. Let's reboot and try to get that out of our hand. And then we'll just go ahead and make you... We'll take you out. No, we'll take you out next. So there we go. So, not bad. Only take 2. Now, the Spectral Knight is affecting us because he's hexed us, and so our cards are all ethereal. If we're holding on to them at the end of the turn, they're gone. Of course, we're not drawing anything we really want. I mean, I don't mind losing some of this. It's actually a benefit. Let's play this, and we'll lose all this. And he gets rid of all the upgrades for our deck while he's alive. This was a better first turn play. And Ceasing Top. Oh, don't have the energy for it. Man, we're not drawing well. And without the cards being discounted from upgrades, it's a little harder to get the full benefit. But now we're back. There we go. Pushing right on through was not too bad. Glasswork, we've seen. Synchronize, gain 2 focus for this turn for each unique orb you have, which we don't. And then a Hyper Beam. Deal 26 damage to all enemies and lose 3 focus. Hyper Beam would not hurt us because we're not relying on the focus, but we don't need the attack. So we could go up this way and get another elite. But I think we're just going to continue this way and see the shop. At least we can get it removed. Don't want the buffer, don't want to defend. Alright, these guys are going to get stronger, and he's going to want to punch me in the face. Wait, we get a go for the eyes, the claws, zap, dual cast back, and an overclock. Sounds good to me. Let's do dual cast first. Okay. Could take him out. Go ahead and do that. Hologram back, a claw. We're full blocking, so I'm not going to do the reboot. Echo form. We can play the echo form. Probably not needed, but it's echo form. Alright, so let's get rid of him. Is that one burn? That's the only status. We have another status card. Let's just reboot. And look, we get the other one. We're going to take a little bit of damage. Not too bad. Darkness. Channel 1 dark. Trigger the passive ability of all dark orbs twice. So I figured this one had to return. This is the first time I've seen it, but I like the dark orbs too. We get a beam cell. Deal 3 damage, apply 1 vulnerable, and it's a 0 cost for skim, which draws more cards. So, problem is with the skim, it does require energy. Then we have beam cell. Deal 3 damage, apply 1 vulnerable. Could be good, but I think anything right now is just going to get in the way of what we're trying to draw. Let's see what we got here. We got Tesla coil. Deal 3 damage, trigger all lightning against the enemy. 0 cost. That's could have been beneficial. Chill. Channel 1 frost for each enemy. I love that Chill's upgrade is it gets rid of the exhaust. It used to just become innate, so you played on turn 1. Coolant. At the start of your turn, gain 2 block for each unique orb you have. Unfortunately, it does us no good. Stratagem. Whenever you shuffle your draw pile, choose a card from it and put it in your hand. Well, reboots shuffle. So that's coming home with us. Ren, deal 15 damage, deal 5 additional damage for each unique debuff on the enemy, which we're not really doing. And we have the Screaming Flagon. In your turn with no cards in your hand, deal 20 damage all. That's not likely. The Chandelier is on turn 3 extra energy, which is really interesting because some of the relics they have trios like the eggs and the shuriken, things like that. And there's a lantern, a candle, and now a chandelier, which does that as well. And we have a whetstone, which would boost 2 attacks. Are there what attacks? All for 1. The other scrape. We might buy it just because. We're going to remove a strike. Get it out of the way. I want the stratagem. And do I care about any of these potions? Actually, I do care. I would rather have those 2 potions than what we had. And we'll rest and upgrade. What is stratagems upgrade? 0 cost. Take it. We heal, and we could have taken a weak potion, but I'm nope. And so we upgraded Echo Form and what should we here with it? Let's see. What do we want to keep? What do we want to get rid of? I'm going to hold and wait to play the buffer because I know I'm going to reboot anyway. We'll play this to get it out of the draws no matter what. Because I'm willing to take some damage early on because he will get stronger and stronger. Because as you can see, it says when test subject C20 would be defeated, it instead revives even stronger. If we can get some scaling in here now, we're pretty good to go. We can get 20, we take 4. Oh, that's right, he gains strength. Whenever you play skill, he gains 2 strength. And we would like to get rid of this hand if we can, because we've got all of our apparitions here. Let's over on first. And while we could kill him, we're going to waste these unless I don't have anything. So we're going to have to waste 1. So we have the option here of killing him with a strike and then playing this, which will take 1. Or we play the Echo Form and we take a lot. Problem is we could use Potion. We could use our gambling brew right now because we can get rid of these. Let's just get rid of anything that's irrelevant. I don't want any of that. We'll keep the strike so we can kill him if we have to. If we don't draw anything decent, we'll keep the Echo Form in case we can play it. Yes. We play the Echo Form and the stratagem and kill him. Now, can't do anything else. Can't bulk up or anything because we don't have the energy. He's going to revive. So now he's going to attack us 3 times for 10. And since we're shuffling, we can choose a card to add to our hand. But we don't see the whole hand yet. So we know we have buffer. It's great. I think we're going to go ahead and take this one. Yeah. And we'll play it first because we have Echo Form, so we get 2 turns of intangibility out of it. That saves us from playing the buffer. Let's scrape and see what we get. I'm going to go ahead and bulk up, and we'll just end our turn. So we full block. We have another turn of intangibility. And we'll fall twice. Dual cast, zap. I should have zapped then dual cast. Got a hologram, so we can go get claw back. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Because this will not exhaust, and we get to take him out again. We're ending turn 4. So now he is angry, and now he gets the added bonus that every other turn he's going to be intangible himself. let's grab this. We'll play it again. So with Echo Form, we're getting the two uses out of it. Now, we can't really do anything to him, because when we hit him, he's only going to take one. So I'm going to go ahead and play the buffer, because we're protected from the burn. We're protected from his hits, because he's doing 3, that's 4, 5, and we're a 7 block. So we're fine. And we're just going to end our turn, get back around to where we can start hurting him. And I'm going to go ahead and... How much damage do we have? We have 40, and then another 40 plus 3, 40, 83. It's not going to kill him. I'm going to go ahead and play this now and get the 2 turns out of it. Weaken him. Do it again. Now we will draw a card because of Unceasing Top, and there's nothing that we're afraid to draw, because even if we draw a burn, we won't take damage. And there's that, dual cast. We're good to go. Now he's intangible, so we just really kind of hang out. All twice. Now, I am going to go ahead and offer one here, and the reason we're doing this is so that we draw our cards again, like the claws. Now, though we're only doing 1 point of damage, you can see, so that's 57, does 1, 61. They're getting stronger. Now he's going to put some burns in our deck, but we don't care. So let's see, because we had 0 cards in the draw pile, so are we drawing? Yes. If we draw, this is interesting though, the strategy, we draw what we want before anything happens. So let's go ahead and guarantee we have a claw. Yep. So 64 twice. And he's done for. And so we have slayed the Spire here on Ascension 1 with Defect. Now he's standing before the Architect. He goes, "You're back. Didn't I dismantle you?" Explain. Random garbled line. We didn't even use our potion or the fairy. And I believe it's customary that we will discard this and free the fairy before we die. Fix you. Fix your friends. Ridiculous. Zatzas. Victory. You dealt 1,364 damage to the Architect, but it wasn't enough. You've dealt a total of 20,872 damage to the Architect. That's cumulative of all my runs. The Architect still stands despite taking 15,250,423,866 damage from all who have faced him. Ascension 2 unlocked. It's just so crazy. That's how much damage he's taking from everyone who's been playing, and this is awesome. And if this follows suit for Slay the Spire 1, eventually you kind of lose this, because there was a whole system with keys, and as you did all that and then you went into the next phase, you didn't see this number anymore. It's just so cool. So many people are enjoying this game. I hope anyone watching or listening enjoys it as well. We climbed 48 floors, killed 8 elites, and we gained 1,018 gold. We had a few discoveries, overclocked thunder coolant, and we've got some new timeline pieces to view. So let's check them out. Confrontation. Kill 15 elites with the defect to reveal this. And it says, we'll get some placeholder art. They confronted the source of the worst bug, a toxic wasp colony residing in triangular nests. The defect empties its energy reserves and tears the hexapolis wide open. The flaw fires a salvo of laser pulses to keep the cloud of stinging retaliation at bay. It's not enough. It's so cool too, because Defect is we're learning has kind of made a friend. So we get some new cards unlocked. Barrage, deal 5 damage for each channel. Orb, Black Cannon, exhaust all your status cards. Deal 8 damage to a random enemy for each card exhausted. Interesting. And Smokestack, this is new. This is beta art, or some placeholder art. It says, whenever you create a status, deal 5 damage to all enemies. I don't know how I feel about the status cards as being a defect build. It's interesting. We'll see how it works eventually. Who knows? Maybe even in our very next run. But it's going to be interesting to see if this is something you can really manage. Next, beat Ascension 1 with the defect to reveal this. Ooh, shiny. Ooh, shiny. We got some more placeholder artwork. It says the defect entered a disorderly chamber filled with treasures, trinkets, weapons, exotic animals, art pieces, books, and all manners of junk and doodads. I love the doodads. The amount of disorder and information is overwhelming for the poor defect's processing core. Out of the way! Shouts a megafaunal humanoid riding a threat level 9 reptile. Oh, that should be a Devo, right? But then it stops in its tracks and turns to the defect with a strange grin. I got something for you. So, I don't know if anyone else listening knows what Firefly is, the TV show. I hope you do. You should, because it's awesome. But Firefly is a great show, and you can watch it. It's on Blu-ray and stuff now, but it was, unfortunately, I think Fox produced it and aired it, and they whole thing aired it out of order. But anyway, it went on to not get a real great conclusion, depending on who you ask. But Nathan Fillion and other people were on the show, and very recently on Nathan Fillion's Instagram, he has gone to the other cast members from Firefly's houses, knocks on their door, and they're opening up the doors, and they're saying, "Oh, is it time? Are we doing it?" Things like that, and they're not telling the fans what it is, but when they go to one of the actress's house, she says, "Oh, shiny, this is Jewel." She plays Kaylee in the show, and shiny's just a term of excitement, I guess. So, again, mega crit with their references. I don't know. I'm sure that's intended, but Nathan Fillion's Instagram is hinting that there's something coming. We don't know if it's a reboot. Don't know if it's merchandise or what. They're not saying, other than I think it's been confirmed it's not a podcast, because he already has one with Alan Tudyk, who was played Wash on the show, and they've said it's not a convention. I mean, they do conventions and things already, so we don't know what it is. But if you are a brown coat, if you like Firefly, something's coming. We get some cards unlocked. Turbos return. Gain 2 energy at a void in your discard pile, and the void makes you lose an energy when you draw it. Scavenge. Oh, exhaust a card. Next turn, gain 2. This was recycle, which was discard a card or exhaust a card and gain an energy equal to its cost then and there. So this is a change. Interesting. So it's delayed energy. And Helix Drill. Oh, this is awesome. I was wondering, like I said, his hand attack looks like the drill, the hand drill from Spire 1. So I knew they wouldn't return that artifact. Well, I'm assuming they're not. So it's nice to see this. The Helix Drill says deal 3 damage for each energy previously spent this turn. Interesting. Because energy's very different in Slay the Spire 2. It's not as rampant. You can't have as much at any one time. But Defect, certainly, as you can see, he has ways to get energy. I wonder if that's something that is tangible, something we can use. Do we have anything else? I think We've got this. Kill 15 bosses with the defect to reveal this one. And kill 15 bosses with the silent. So I don't know if more will appear, but we're going to keep going. In fact, I've been streaming for about 2 hours. I tell you what, everybody, I'm actually going to take a couple-minute break. And we'll come back and we will continue. So stick around, stretch, rest, whatever you're doing. I'll be back in just a moment. All right, we're back. Just wanted to take a little break and stand up and stretch. I hope you did as well. We're going to continue on, and we're going to go ahead and do another run of the defect, because I probably will not be doing another claw run, though that went very well, surprisingly. And let's see what happens here. Kill the architect, Meow says. So we can get the Torment, where we gain a card that puts 2 random cards from our discard pile back in our hand. We can remove 1 card, because these are precise scissors from our deck. We're going to lose all gold, and we get packs to choose from. Let's take a look at our map. See what we've got going on here. Oh, we're fighting the Soulfish. Not too bad of a boss. Get quite a few elites with 2 shops, 2 rests. Yeah, let's try it. Let's try. And I think what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and remove a strike. We'll take 1 damage here. Cure all potion, gain energy, draw 2 cards. Ooh. So, Thunder, whenever you evoke lightning, deal 6 damage to each enemy hit. Yeah, we will probably be taking this for now. Compile Driver is another option because you deal 7 damage, draw 1 for each unique orb. So we're doing 7, we're only drawing 1. Upgrades here. Again, I don't know about anyone else. I have kind of a hard time pulling the trigger on this status build for now. And I would rather take the guaranteed damage now instead of the possible status build later. We may not buy anything here because we don't have a lot of gold. We have Claw, not doing it again. It was fun. We have Testicoil, deal 3 damage, trigger all lightning against the enemy. So you can target your lightning orbs. We have Chaos, channel a random orb, which should upgrade into 2. Yep. Signal boost, the next power you play is played an additional time. Okay, so this is just a repeat. It's a different name. I can't think of what's called. Barrel. The first time you play a 0 energy attack each turn, return it to your hand. That would have been great with that claw build. But I think we'll take Testicoil. This will be interesting because now we can target our lightning orbs. Otherwise I would just remove. But this is new, I haven't tried it yet, so let's see how it goes. Whenever you evoke, there's a power. Let's get it into play. We'll go ahead and play our zap, and we'll be evoking. Okay, so it's 6 damage to each enemy hit. He's going to attack us for 9, and he's got 2 thorns. So if we play this, he'll take 3. And does it automatically, it should just trigger, so we're kind of like triggering it twice. Yeah, 3 and 3. So is it like loop? Kind of seems like it's just like loop just for lightning. Alright, we get a block potion, gain 12 block. Uproar. Barrel and cool-headed. Don't want the feral. Uproar is interesting because it could wind up playing something very good or something, you know, if you have a attack that you really want to play, you may draw a strike and play it. Cool-headed, channel 1 frost draw card, and I do like the frost orbs, and I think we're okay to take this. We're not so heavy on the lightning that a little frost would be bad. Okay, this event. Let me tell you. If you've not done this event before, I'm going to read this out, but basically you can grab the sword, obtain the Sword of Stone, you get this relic, and after you defeat 5 elites, it transforms into something, a powerful relic, it says. It's not bad, but unless it changes, it has different forms. When I've done it, and I've gone and defeated 5 elites with it, and this is a great time to get it because it's early on, so you have the opportunity. It's not too late to you know, get your elites in. But when I did it, it transformed into a relic that gave 3 strength. So that's what it was. I don't think that's bad. I don't know that it's what I would consider a powerful relic or worth what you get for fighting 5 elites. So it says the sunken statue. You spot an aged statue half submerged in a pond. Its hands gently rest atop a stone sword. Something is also glittering at the bottom of the pond. A vault of offerings, perhaps. You could really use some money. So I will actually take the money. You plunge deep into the water. While collecting the offerings, you hear a dull echo and you're struck by stones. Once you surface, you see that the old statues crumbled due to your disturbance, physically and spiritual. Seed. And since we've got a shop coming and we spent some already, this is good for us. There we go. Alright, so we've got Turbo, Claw, and Sunder. I don't tend to take Sunder, although I would say Sunder is pretty good on floor 1 or Act 1, where the enemies don't have a ton of health, so you can take advantage of it. We're going to pass up on the Claw, and Turbo's extra energy sometimes, because we're going to get the Void occasionally. I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of in the mindset just to skip, but I'm going to take the Sunder. We might need the help. And since we're looking at possibly fighting multiple elites back to back, we could go this way and get the extra rest site in. Or we go this way and we're dealing with more elites. If we go this way, I definitely want to rest now. I mean, we could skip one. We have some options here. We like that. We like options. You want versatility here. And if we smith, if we do an upgrade, yeah, it'd either be Sunder or Cool-Headed is not bad. Let's just go ahead and rest. I don't feel like any of these upgrades are pivotal. And Bolos, Flash of Steel, Storm, whenever you play a power, channel 1 lightning. Well, we do have a power, so that's a possibility. Hotfix is decent, but it's a common. Modded, gain 1 orb slot, draw 1 card, increase this card's cost by 1. I've gotten this once or twice, but I haven't messed with it too much. This could be really interesting. We had the flat cannon, which we just learned about. The only problem with the Storm is we only have 1 power right now. And if we play the power before we play Storm, we're not getting any benefit out of Storm. So why am I taking the Storm? Because I like the power builds. And I want to see it happen. This is probably my biggest problem with Slay the Spire 1 and 2. And it's not against the game. Nothing against the game. It is me. This is a me problem. I will try to force builds, decks that I shouldn't. We're not there yet. Let's go ahead and this way we get an ice orb just in case, because I wasn't too sure about what we'd be drawing. So now we've got the lightning here, and we can direct all of it towards him. And we will double defend, minimize our damage here taken. Now, Sunder does 24. He can only take up to 24. So we could zap, which would evoke this one, and then double attack. So we would be doing quite a bit that way. I think it's probably better just to go ahead and do this. And you see those are pointless. But that's his whole shtick anyway. He's going to camp us out. Let's make Frost Orb, and then we can... We're at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go ahead and dual cast. This way we're better protected versus the attack he's doing. And we can Sunder, which will kill him because it does 20 and he's at 19. Alright, get a Flex Potion. Game piece. Whenever you play a power, draw one card. Oh, please let this become a power build. So, Cold Snap or Shadow Shield. Let me just double check here. It says whenever you evoke lightning. So we want to be evoking our lightning. We don't want it just to sit in the orbs. And if that's the case, then pushing our orbs out will help. And Shadow Shield. Oh man, I could see that. I would frame this and put it up somewhere. I love this artwork so much. I love the way the purple works in here. Very good. 11 block, channel 1 dark. You know what? I want to take the Cold Snap. Do I really want to take a 2-cost card right now? Is the question. How's it upgrade? We get 4 more block. 4 more damage. How are we doing damage wise? We're okay, not great. I think we'll take the Cold Snap. And we get a War Paint. We upgrade 2 random skills. Cool Head and a Defend. Alright, so... we need some card rewards. And to do that, we get 1, 2, 3... or we get 1, 2, 3... maybe 4. We're going to go this way. Because we may be pushing it right now. I mean, if we went up here in the center path, that would be an option. But with the rest site, we might get something worthwhile to upgrade here. So, let's see. Probably should have just dual casted from the beginning, but wait a minute. Now we can take advantage of this. Kill him and get all that back. And we can make sure to kill him. And these 2-tailed rats, this is the big problem with them, is if you let them live, they will start summoning monsters. And we don't want that to happen. So Sunder's earning its keep. And I think we can get rid of this Flex Potion for what we have. We have Barrage, deal 5 damage for each channeled orb. Multicast, evoke your rightmost orb X times, which upgrades to a +1. For the Pharaoh. Well, Pharaoh is a power, but we want to be evoking some of these orbs. Let's go multicast. This is the situation I was talking about earlier. We've got Thunder, we could play it. But then we're getting nothing out of Storm. Seeing as how we drew this in our open hand and they're not attacking, we're going to go ahead and play our Sunder. We're not getting anything out of it except a lot of damage. Hey, look, the orb. Who to hit. We're just going to block, because I don't want to play cool-headed, because we might be drawing things that we can't do anything with. He's out of the way. We turn our attention to the damp cultist. I'm really surprised here. The damp cultist, you can see, I mean, he's damp and he's literally dripping. It would have been, it's interesting because they have the ritual, which is the cultists usually do, where every turn they're getting stronger. But it would have been really interesting to see them do something along the lines of the dampness having some sort of effect, or maybe taking more damage from lightning. That would have been interesting. So we're going to do 6, so put him at 31. We won't kill with a Sunder. He's going to hit pretty hard. We could evoke our rightmost orb 3 times. So it's 24, followed by the 3. But none of it's going to just outright kill. Anything we can draw would make a big difference. Maybe. We didn't draw it. Well, I don't minimize some of our damage taken. I'm gonna go ahead and play the multicast. It's only evoking 1, which we could get here as well. Yeah. The reason. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't realize this. Multicast does not exhaust. Didn't it used to exhaust? Or was it? That was Tempest, wasn't it? Interesting. There's our Thunder. Ooh, ball lightning or lightning rod. We do seem to be leaning into the lightning. We're going to take the lightning rod. Ball lightning is good. And what's really funny, this is like such an early staple card in Defect runs in Slay the Spire. And I've only seen it a couple times, and it was always in Act 2 or 3. Lightning rod, however, I've seen quite a bit. It's 4 block, which is not a ton. But it's channeling the extra lightning, which could help us evoke them. Not quite sure how strong this deck is yet, so let's go ahead and rest. The Terror Ill again. Our Storm down. We get lightning and Thunder. Now we're going to take a hit here, but it's setting us up for the future. Not too shabby. Not bad, if I do say so myself. We're going to with pot, block pot. Let's get rid of the Swift since we've got the Cure-All as well. We'll take a Power Pot. And we have Gremlin Horn. Whenever an enemy dies, gain energy and draw 1 card. Haven't seen any Gremlin knobs inside Spire 2. Hey, there's Tempest. Channel X Lightning. Channel X +1, but it does not exhaust, and I thought it did. Well, is that too much? Charge battery is the other option. That's the other contender here. But Multicast evokes your rightmost orb, where Tempest is specifically channeling lightning. And I'm pretty sure Chemical X is a relic in this game as well. So let's do it. We'll be crazy and we'll just lean real heavy into lightning. We can enchant a strike or defend with Spiral, which gives it replay 1, which is not actually bad to put on a defend, and so you get that one defend will play twice, or we can heal 24. If we heal 24, we go into a rest site, fully healed, and oh, I didn't read it. You cup your hands and dip it into the spiraling whirlpool. Its waters fill your hands at a gentle rate as you take small sips with your eyes closed. Delicious water spirals through you to your center, washing away harmful thoughts and physical ailments. Which is really funny. The first time I ever got this event was with the Necro Binder. And so, you know, she's a skeleton. Anyway, but now we can come in here and we can smith, and it is only what? It's either going to be Tempest or multicast. With the multicast, we'll evoke anything, even if we have a Frost Orb, and that could be very beneficial as well. Or Tempest is just going to bring more in. I think we're going to start with the multicast, just for the versatility. You're just hanging out. Don't you just want to be friends with the Defect? I do. Let's go find the Soulfish here. Alright, we're going to wait on the Thunder so we can get everything we can out of it. He's going to do some status cards. But we could do 24, or we could just channel 3 lightning. And that gets our orb slots all filled up, ready to go. Now, he gives us beckons. At the end of your turn, if this is in your hand, you lose 6 health. So we could play it for 1, but it is eating up an energy. We're gonna get the storm down now. And we drew lightning rods, so let's play that. This turn, I am going to play the beckon and get rid of it. We could play the block potion, which gives us full block. We have a lot of health. Probably don't need to do it, but... And the higher the ascensions, you know, you're going to heal less. I think it's maybe the next Ascension 3 or 4 in Spire 2, where you heal less. But once you get so used to running like Ascension 20 in Spire, you just start thinking that way. So we're going to just continue thinking that way to be safe. Now he's going to buff, and he can become intangible, so we need to do what we can while we can. Oop, I almost misclicked. We're going to play our Thunder. And... let's go ahead and just do it. We're going to get as much damage as we can. We could gain 1 extra energy and draw 2 cards and maybe get rid of one of these or play the Tempest. But it's fine. We can eat this damage because we'll heal it after this fight anyway. Now he's intangible, so we're not going to really do any damage to him. And I'm not... let's see, if I play the... oh, okay, no, we'll play the cool-headed. We're not in danger of pulling any of the beckons out. We lose a zap for a turn, but that's okay. Now, we are vulnerable, but he's going to take a turn before he does anything. And we'll get that 1 revoked. And finish him off. I kind of wish the loot screen was a little slower so you can see the death animations a little bit longer. Oh, We've got Ice Lance, another multicaster machine learning. At the start of your turn, draw one additional card, and it is a power. And whenever we play powers, we draw cards, and we channel lightning. So let's take this. I do like Ice Lance. I was very apprehensive about a 3-cost ice card, and Ice Lance does not disappoint in my opinion. We're going to take the machine learning for now, and we're going to go visit Pell. Do constructs dream? Watch and copy me. Pell, the melting dragon. You can take a tears. If you end your turn with unspent energy, gain additional energy, 2 energy next turn. Tooth, remove 5 cards from your deck. After each combat, randomly add 1 back upgraded. Or his blood, at the start of your turn, draw 1 additional card. So I'm actually a fan of taking the tooth. It's worked out pretty well for me so far. And I think we can afford to do it. Now, we gotta pick 5. We'll definitely do Tempest. I think, although it's gonna make us take a bit of a hit, I think we go ahead and we take the hit for these here, and we're going to, I really want to do the zap, so it would be free, or the dual cast, but we can't give up all of our lightning. Yes, we have lightning rod. I'm not going to upgrade it because it's just more block. And Tesla coil is just more damage. Let's go ahead and take an upgrade. A dual cast, maybe. That's a lot of damage we're giving up. Did we just do a block? I'm not doing a strike. I'm not doing sunder. I don't want to give up everything. We're going to risk it. Now this is scary because, you know, our deck is not huge and we are where we are at this point, but we could avoid the elite. If we go this way, we're going to get 3 of our cards back before a rest site. And we can get into some elite fights. There's a late shop. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's do that. All right, grasshopper. He is going to steal a card. Let's go ahead and sunder him because he will take flight in a moment and then he takes less damage. And he took our Tesla coil. We'll just zap away at him. Now he's going to be preparing to run away. Since he's in the air, he takes less damage. So as you can see, Sunder won't kill. Lightning Rod would give us a little block. So we've got 4, 6, 7, 8. So that's the only issue here is the risk. If we Lightning Rod, then next turn he starts to get ready to run away, or we take 14 damage now. All right, so we've got to take him out because he intends to escape. So we're gonna have to burn this, get the extra damage in him. But that's okay. So we get Tempest back, and it is upgraded now. Gigantification Potion. The next attack you play deals triple damage. We get our Tesla coil back. And Loop is here. At the start of your turn, trigger the passive ability of your rightmost orb, and it's a power. We might have a power build, power lightning build happening. These guys attacking so much on turn 1 is really starting to annoy me though. Alright, now he's underground and will be coming to hit me. And he won't come out until we chip away his... Oh yeah. When we get rid of his block, he'll come back up and he'll be stunned. So we're going to have to take a little hit here. But... Oh, I wasn't thinking there. We're alright though. And now we got our zap back. That is good. Pile driver upgraded till then damage 1 card for each unique orb. We don't have many. We do have an upgraded scavenge. Exhaust a card, the next turn gain 3 energy. Let's take that. We've got the exoskeletons. These guys can only take up to 9 damage per attack. So, we'll get our loot down. Then, and we're going to scavenge Sunder because it's not going to do us a whole lot here in this fight. Getting a little scary. We've got plenty of... Come on. Game. Did not help me out here. Don't have any lightning. Now, scavenge can really help because of some of our cards like Tempest and yeah, we have extra energy to go crazy with. But machine learning is returned. We've got darkness and a thunder. Well, we're leaning into it, so let's go ahead and take this thunder. Oh, Ranwin the Elder again. You are approached by the oldest person you've ever seen. We meet once more. It's me, Ranwin. You do not know this man. So we can give him the power potion to obtain a relic. Or 100 gold. Or when are we getting to a shop? Are we getting to one? We might get to one very late. Or we give up Gremlin Horn. Whenever an enemy dies, you gain 1 energy and draw 1 card. So, question then is, do we give up the horn for 2 relics? I think we're just going to give up the gold. Oh, and we get the bag of preparation, which says at the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards. Bag, Magnificent. Ran with mumbles while chewing the gold. Let's definitely rest. We took a bit of a risk upgrading those cards that way because of how much they did for us damage-wise, but we seem to be alright. We got 2 more battles and we'll have all of our cards back. We're waiting on Storm and Thunder. So let's go ahead and play our Thunder. We'll play Machine Learning. We will play a Defend just to block that little bit because we can get a little bit out. But these guys are not going to be fun if we drag this out, so let's not do that. We're going to scavenge to get rid of one of their cards. We're going to take some damage here, but we should be okay. We can play these and get rid of them. Oh, we're getting beat up here. Alright, Storm is back. Okay, so now we're in an interesting situation because the cards here, we have Hotfix, and this is going to give us 3 focus because it's upgraded, which is great. It doesn't cost anything to play. It's going to make all of our lightning do more damage. Right? But as we've seen, one of the areas that we're hurting is defense, and leap is 12 block. We're not at a point to where we are outscaling the damage they're doing with our damage. I think we have to take the leap as much as I want to take the hotfix. Doesn't matter how much damage we can do if we die before we get to the fights. Give us something good. Akabeko. At the start of each combat, gain 8 vigor, and vigor increases the damage of the next attack. So that's not great for us. So I think we're going to skip this elite. I'm not feeling very comfortable where we are. Especially not enough to fight 2. So, Spirit Grafter. Above, a cocoon is shaking and wriggling. About to burst forth, it stops wriggling. Cocoon ignites. What is going on? In a flash of light and flame, a spirit grafter rushes into you, threatening to merge with your being to become complete. So you can let it in, heal 25, add Metamorphosis to your deck, which Metamorphosis costs 2, and adds 3 random attacks to your draw pile. They're free to play this combat. And it exhausts. Or we can reject, lose 9 health, and remove a card. I would really like to remove the card. I don't want to lose the 9 health. So we're actually going to use this as a heal. Spirit Grafter merges with you. The vital kindred spirit swiftly heals you up. You are reborn. That, though, if we don't take too much damage here, that can help us get into this elite fight in a moment. And I'm going to go ahead and play the Metamorphosis. Get rid of it. We'll draw some cards. Or create some. Do a little chip damage here. We still have our Akabeko. These guys won't do anything this turn. The next turn they will. Alright, so we're going to full block that. The randomness did not go in our favor. Synthesis. Deal 12 damage. The next power you play costs 0. Definitely. Cool-headed. See if we can get something. Yes, thunder. So we will evoke. We'll play Tesla Coil. We're gonna scavenge this strike away. And just play to defend. If we evoke it, we gain 5 block. We'll be at 7 block. We'll take 12. Or we're at 7 block, we take 12. Okay. Oh, it's just there, it's free. Kill you with the most health. Loop. And we've got our original thunder, so Fell's Tooth is done. So, double energy. Null. Deal 10 damage. Apply 2 weak channel 1 dark or fusion. Fusion, if upgraded, gives us a 1 cost and a 1 plasma. And the plasma orbs, when they are evoked, give us energy. And just by being in our slots, they give us energy. But not really the route we want to go. We do have the scavenge, which gives us energy in the next turn, but double energy can help us out on the turn we're on. And if we combine the two, that's even more crazy. Welcome to Wongos. Welcome to Wongos. We have what you want at Wong-tastic prices. It says the least enthusiastic clerk you've ever met. Pursue our wares and enjoy your time at Wongos, they continue without even looking up. So we have Wongo's bargain bin, pay 100 gold, obtain 1 random common relic. Wongo's featured item, pay 200 gold, obtain tungsten rod. It tells you what you're getting. Tungsten rod says whenever you would lose HP, lose 1 less. Or Wongo's mystery box, pay 300 gold, obtain 3 random relics after 5 combats. Or we can just leave and downgrade a random card. Well, we're not leaving. Question is, tungsten rod is good, but we would like to lose less health. Well, I don't want to risk just a common relic, so if we do the 300 gold here, that shop we're getting ready to go to is pointless, but we can't skip it. But I say we just risk it for the biscuit. Wongo's mystery box, 300 gold, obtain 3 random relics after 5 combats. So we're investing for the future, hopefully. We are Wongo wowed by your generosity, wonderful patron. You now have 48 Wongo points. With just 1,952 more points, you will receive our exclusive Wongo Customer Appreciation Badge. Have a Wong-tastic day. You have no clue what they're talking about and vow never to return to a Wongo's. This number here, the 48 Wongo points, and this number is cumulative, so interesting to see what happens when we actually get enough. We're going to proceed. Alright, who do we have? Entomancer. This guy, when he hits, he puts a daze into your draw pile. Now the unique thing here, that's when he gets hit. So when you're hitting him with a attack, well, our orbs are not attacks, so we can technically avoid getting these dazes to some degree anyway. I think though we are going to use this power potion to see what we can get. Oh my. So we have 2 options here. We have the defragment, which is a rare now. and would give us 1 focus, making our orb stronger, or trash the treasure. Whenever you create a status card, channel 1 random orb. So it says whenever you create a status card. I think we have to take the defrag. It would be nice if it said whenever you draw a status card. That's probably be too strong. I love this artwork here on the defragment. My wife actually got me the Slay Spire board game for my birthday this year, and it's a lot of fun. I love it. I mean, it's just like doing a regular run. It's time intensive, but it's a lot of fun. And for orbs, they have little clear cubes, and that's kind of what this reminds me of. Let's take the defrag, and we're going to go ahead and double our energy for this turn. I think we can get as much as we can out of it. Now this is an attack. If we hit him, we're going to draw, or he's going to give us a daze. But at this point, it's, you know, we're going to do it anyway. Now this says it does triple damage. We're already doing 11, so we'd be doing 33. Keep in mind there are some effects that will make you attack twice. If I do this, he should just take 33, but I have encountered where you play certain effects and then suddenly you think you're only making 1 attack, but it's more than 1. So I'm going to save the potion because we don't want to attack him too much anyway. And we'll move on. Alright, so let's leap. Cool-headed. We're going to scavenge, get rid of a strike. Play the Tempest. Take a little bit here, not much. Alright, Storm. Thunder. Loop. And gone. Chandelier giving us 3 energy on turn 3. And we get our very own defrag. And we will take this one. Because it's a power. Alright. So, interesting here. We're just a little shy. Otherwise, I would be buying this. That would have been nice. But hopefully, from the Wongo's ticket, it will pay off. We could buy the charge battery. I'm a big fan of charge battery. I always have been. 7 block. Next turn, gain an extra energy. And because the energy is so much more rare in this version of Slay the Spire than the first one, we're going to take that. Plus, I can help out with cards like Tempest and Multicast. Alright. This is not necessarily going to be an easy fight. We saw them last time. But we will see how it goes here. Let's play our power potion. We have a loop, coolant, or bulk up. Coolant will do us no good because we really only have either lightning or frost orbs. Bulk up. Yes, you're gaining 2 strength and 2 dexterity, and you're losing 1 orb slot. And that may seem like a negative here, but it would cause us to evoke our orbs a lot faster. We have loop, where just at the start of our turn, their ability would go off anyway. But also with bulk up, things like our strikes or our defense would be stronger. And it's free. So I'm actually going to take the bulk up. And we need to start. We need to get turned around. If we have to use the potion a turn, we can. I think we have to. I kind of want to play the Metamorphosis just to get rid of this and get the 3 attacks that are free, but we're gonna have to use the potion to turn around. Alright, so we're taking 16. Closest we can get to blocking that. We play this, and then because we have a harder time earning, I'm gonna go ahead and play this just so that way we've got some options. Let's go ahead and drink this. And we've got 2 energy. Just so that way we can get the most out of that Akabeko. We'll use this one to turn around. Do a storm. And cool-headed. Got a free Sunder. Free Garage. And we're full blocking already. And we'll save the dual cast. We don't want to lose the Frost Orb in case that we desperately need it. And we are in need. Let's... yeah. Does a double energy help us out here? It would give us 3 energy. Not a major help. And unfortunately, I think that's all she wrote. Let's see here. Gunk up. Deal 4 damage 3 times out of slime into your discard pile. So that's how we turn around. And we do have Storm, so... oh, we're heading the wrong way. There's a chance here. Oh. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. He had too much block. We've got to block at least 10, which we can do that. Because we can kill him! That was close. 4 health, but we survived. And we get rewarded with a flat cannon. Super critical. Gain 4 energy and exhaust for a signal boost. I like the signal boost because we've got so many powers, but because of multicast and Tempest, 4 energy is very tempting. How does it upgrade? 6 energy. And that goes to free. Let's take the super critical. And we're going to see non-UAP. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Serendipity Incarnate. Could a construct truly be worthy of my blessings? Come forward, Defect. You will be the most beautiful of all automata. I can get glitter. Enchant all card rewards with glam. Glam. This card has replay once per combat. So that means any new cards we take and we play it, it'll play an additional time. Or Blessed Antler. Gain energy at the start of each turn. At the start of each combat, shuffle 3 days into your draw pile. This would be good if we had status builds. Or Jewelry Box. Add 1 Apotheosis to your deck. So Apotheosis returns as a reward. It's innate, though. Upgrade all your cards and exhaust. So it literally takes every single card and it upgrades it. And we would have it at the start of combat. So, do we want the glam? No. The glam is really cool, though. But it says all card rewards. So I must, it's going to be only the ones we get from here on out. And we might get, man, we could get quite a few elites. But no, let's take the Apotheosis. That might really help us. All right, so we need 3 more combats to get these relics. Let's head this way. And we get the Living Shield and a Turret Operator. Oh, and this is great. Because we're going to play the Apotheosis. It's going to upgrade everything. We'll be at 1 energy, but we have the double energy. So we either play it now, which will give us 4, and we'll be down to 2, or we play this, and then this becomes free. Double check, make sure I'm not misremembering. Yeah. I don't think it changes anything either way. Now everything is upgraded. I will actually do this so we can get some extra block out. Would have killed him if it hit. Alright, let's get rid of this strike. Doesn't want to cooperate now. Super critical now gives us 6. I wish we had retain on this. But not that it's necessary. Once we start drawing our powers and we've got Storm up, we're pretty decent spot. Let's skip these. 2 more battles to go to find out what we get. Now we're in a little different spot. We don't need to really play a lot. We'll just hold on to the super critical because I mean, we could get the Sunder out, but that's not going to do much for us right now. I think we kind of have to split some difference here in what we do, because he's going to keep getting stronger, so I don't want to not block at all. And we could just evoke for 8 times, 9 times. 9 times 10, we're at 90. 95, 100. We're 10 off. We channel it. What would we get? If we did this, we're doing 10, we're doing, like I said, 90, 95, 100, and then we would channel one extra. But it would sit right here, so we'd be at 105, and we'd eat 21 points of damage. There we go. Oh, Glacier. Gain 9 block, channel 2 frost orbs. Oh, Glacier took a hit to its block. I love Glacier for the frost builds, but we're gonna skip it, even though defense would be good. At 2 cost, it's not really effective for us. Let's go this way. We got one battle. Oh, this will be our battle to get our relics back. The Owl Magistrate. I love owls. Beautiful creatures. But we don't want to die either here, so let's block and we'll multicast. There's good sound there on the clamp it does. Now it's taking flight. Usually when the creatures fly, they take 50% less attack damage until they land. But we might be able to ignore that. Much I was hoping to block for. Alright, so we get the gold. And so what we're getting from the Wongo's mystery ticket, we get Bellows. Your first hand you draw each combat is upgraded. That doesn't do a whole lot for us because we have the Apotheosis, but Apotheosis will be upgraded and should only cost 1. That saves us a little energy. Toxic Egg. Whenever you add a skill to your deck, upgrade it. That's not going to do us anything. And then Stone Cracker at the start of boss combats, upgrade 3 random cards in your draw pile. Oh, the mystery box did not pay off because we took the jewelry box. Oh. Let's see, what do we get here? Charge battery, chill, or another super critical. And they're all upgraded because skills, because of the toxic egg. Let's see. I want to take the super critical, but because it increases the odds we'll have it in our hand when we could use it, but the charge battery's defense, and we are still hurting there. We're barely getting by. We may not make it to the end here. That seems like it does nothing, but it actually does. It upgrades everything else in our deck. But we tried. 14 and 14 is 28. Okay. Managed to make it another turn. 16 and 14. Nobody's low enough for a sunder. Do we just channel 13 lightning orbs and hope for the best? I think so. Because we got 4, 8, that's 12. 12 and 10 is 22. And they're attacking for... Yeah. You know what? Let's just do it. Oh! There's a point where I don't want... I'm not going to map it. That worked out really well. We are past normal time for when I would normally end stream, and I do need to end soon. But let's keep going. I was willing to do that because I thought we wouldn't make it. We'll rest. I am not. I'm going to skip this next elite though. I'll tell you that much. I might skip this one too, just to get to the rest site. All right. I like it when they don't attack on turn 1 and give me a chance here. Frank's good to get early. Okay. Now, he's going to keep summoning creatures while he attacks. The problem then becomes the thunder or lightning will go all over the place. Consuming shadow. Channel 2 dark orbs at the end of your turn. Evoke your leftmost orb. Let's just give it a shot. Oh. Okay. So we'll super critical to gain 6 energy on top of our already 6 energy. Then we'll double that to have 24. We'll trigger all of our lightning that we already have against this Joker for free. And then we'll channel 25 lightning. Oh, there's the hot fix. But I'm going to skip it. I'm going to skip it because we've got to draw what we can draw. Otherwise, we're clogging our deck. And I'm tempted for the boost away because it's blocked. But there's another card and it's actually 2 cards. If we don't draw... And now we've got the candelabra. All we need now is the lantern. We'd have all 3 of the light related relics. No need to upgrade anymore. Alright. We've got a pathway here. If we get through him, we got to rest here. We got to shop here. We could get to the door maker, which is an interesting fight. Gotta defend as much as we can with no potions to help us out. Okay, well, we're gonna go ahead and play the charge. Well, next turn is turn 3, so we'll be getting 3 energy anyway. So let's double our energy now. Scavenge away a defend. Got plenty of energy, but this is not the hand I want. Now he's going to attack us for 40. Here's our storm, which we needed earlier. Oh man, we just barely got by this one. With a potion of binding, apply 1 week invulnerable to all enemies, and a pendulum. Whenever you shuffle your draw pile, draw a card, and we are rewarded with ball lightning, hotfix, and fight through, which says gain 17 block and add 2 wounds. Your discard pile, and this looks like it would be placeholder artwork. Has this hotfix. Ball lightning. We're doing lightning damage, but we are really relying on our powers to do so. Let's go to the rest site. Get some more health. We're going to go to shop. And unless it's really great shop, we're going to have to skip the next elite. We got all these relics here, and they're just not doing us any good. Oh my gosh. Chemical X. The effects of your cost X cards are increased by 2. Yeah. And we can afford it. We can't afford anything else, but we are buying it. Oh, that might get us through everything here. Although it's interesting because of the boss we're going to have to fight for Doorman. I am going to skip the elite. Much as I hate it. Doorman is unique because it's kind of like 2 bosses in one. Of course you want to attack on turn 1. Let's... If we play power, we will draw 1 card, and we will channel a lightning orb, but unless we draw double energy, no, that would do us no good. We'd have to draw super critical to continue, so let's just go ahead and play charge battery for 10 block. Get us through this turn. We have been scraping by barely. We cannot continue to do that. Sunder's no good for us. Double energy. Let's go ahead and do it. What we get? We got the multicast. The multicast, evoke your rightmost orb. We would do it 8 times. So it would deal 8 damage. There's 8. 64. We wouldn't kill. We do 64 plus 3, 67. We'll be doing 70. We won't quite kill, so we do need to block here. Now we will just go ahead and invoke these. Now we do kill. Oh, that's right, because we had the that's what I wasn't counting. The thunders. Gotta make sure we count the thunders. Okay, we got capacitor. Gain 2 orb slots. That could be really good. And its power. Glacier's Bank. Smokestack. So we're taking capacitor. Is this gonna be placeholder artwork? It's hard to tell. It looks, I mean, it's new. Alright. That could be really helpful. We rest. Okay, so we made it to Act 3. And we're fighting this is the door, and we're fighting actually the door maker. So as we get through the 155 health of the door, then the door maker shows up. And it's a really interesting, we'll talk about it, hopefully we get to him, but we've got to survive this bit first. And we're going to leap, defend. As much as I hate it, we're going to play that as well. We're full blocking. And what's interesting is once you get through the door, it kind of opens up like a little portal and you see the door maker. And you just kind of see part of his face. But what's really interesting is it does change. I had a recent fight with him that dragged on a little bit, and it went from seeing like part of his face to seeing his hands kind of in the door. So I'm wondering how long that fight can be dragged out for what you'll wind up seeing. With 5 energy, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna draw some cards. Let's go ahead and play this. We'll see what we can draw. There's the storm. Wanted that a little while ago. Okay. Cannot take a bunch of damage. That's a horrible draw. No, I wish I had the super critical. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this here. So here we have the door maker. So now you're seeing his face. It will switch to, like, you see his teeth and his hands. It'd be really interesting if something would drastically change here, like almost like he really does start to come out if the fight drags on far enough. Now, when he appears, he's stunned that round, but then he will start attacking. And he's only out for a little bit. Either you kill him or he's going to disappear. So we're going to do what we can now. What are you still doing here? Okay, we live this hit. We're doing pretty good damage. We gotta survive this one, and this one's scary. Because he's hitting us for 40. We could just eat it, we'll be fine. Technically, but I mean, we want to. We could play the Metamorphosis to get some more attacks, but at this point what we want to do is draw, multicast, and Tempest, and let that carry us through. Now we've got to get back through the door. Which the door wants to hit us for 28. If we play this, we will channel 5. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we will evoke you. We're going 7 block. We die. I think I have to defend once. Now we see T. What are you still doing? Ah. I need this with... Oh, we got him. Oh my goodness. We barely scraped by here, but that was an interesting conclusion. Chemical X, big help. How do you keep coming back? Is this Niao's doing? Oh, so he's realizing Niao's up to something. Random garbled lines. Foolish. We zot him. But start again. You dealt 1,488 damage to the architect. But it wasn't enough. And we've unlocked Ascension 3 with the defect. So we got a few discoveries here. That was pretty good. Well, that's gonna end tonight's stream. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I understand a lot of people are playing Slay the Spire right now. I understand a lot of people are plugged into that, but it's very interesting game. I really love it. I play a lot. So listen, come back tomorrow. Tomorrow, Tuesday, 10 p.m. Maybe we'll do some more Slay the Spire. Maybe we'll go ahead and start the beginning of our Wilds world, because I really want to keep playing this game. I want to grind it out. It's a fun passion of mine, and we'll see how it goes. But tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, come join us. Hope you have a wonderful evening, wonderful day, and until next time, God bless and take care.